Welcome to an episode of Kitchen Nuggets. Tonight is the very first night that I'm doing video, so if this is the first time tuning in to Kitchen Nuggets, then it's a treat because usually it's all audio. And for those of you also first tuning in, Kitchen Nuggets is a podcast about any and everything. We talk about everything, anything that go on in the kitchen, that's what we talk about. You can also follow the Real Kitchen Nuggets on Instagram. And of course, YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so you can get your alerts when I upload new content. It's been a very long time since I've done a podcast. Now, mind you, reminder, this is my very first video podcast. So I might be looking over here, over there. That's because I'm trying to get used to this, so bear with me. But I really wanted to do a video on this podcast because I wanted to show you guys something. And I've been having it in my spirit for the last month to do a video about this. The video I want to do is, it started when I was looking for someone, trying to figure out something to give my nephew for his birthday. His birthday was this month, and first thing I thought about was clothes, because my nephew, he liked to say suit in the booty since he was a baby. He made 11 years old, but I'm like, clothes, money, he can just go spend it. I really wanted to give him something that he could have with him forever. And the gift that I came up with was a book that helped me out a lot. I read this book. When I've read this book, I think just this year alone, I think I read this book 4 times. This in 2019, and actually today is the 31st of, what's this, May? Yeah, May 31st. May 31st. I've already read this book about 3 or 4 times already. And I wanted to give him this because knowledge, it's nothing like having knowledge itself. And when with the way that the world is, and all these different discussions and debates about spirituality and religion, politics, and the reason why things are going on in our neighborhoods, and bullying, violence, just everything. I think that this is a really good gift to get him. Now, at first, I struggled with the fact that he might be too young to even understand the book. But the book is a really good, easy read. It's only like 30-some pages. But even if he's too young to understand it, I explained to him when I gave him the book, I explained to him that I want you to, this is not the type of book that you just read one time and you put it down. This is the kind of book that you read, then you reread, and you reread, and you keep this with you forever. Because this gives you the basis, the foundation of you as self, as a man. And man not meaning man as in a male gender, man as in a physical body here on earth. Because this is good for males and females to read, because we all have this. You all have a brain, you all have a mind which produces thoughts. And give you free will. And I really wanted him to have this, so I gave him this book, As a Man Thinketh. Now, inside this book, what I did to hopefully encourage him to read the book was, since it was his birthday, if it was just a regular day, he would have just got the regular book. So I'm not out here acting like I'm balling out of control. I just wanted to encourage him to read it, and it was his birthday. The book only cost, I think, like $6-7. So within the book, what I did was I put money in it. Now, this is not the original book I gave him, because originally what I was supposed to do was do a video or take some pictures of his book so I could have it for my podcast. Now, I went and bought the book again. Why? Because I just wanted to give him the book. I was kind of excited and didn't think about the pictures or whatever. And then when I asked for some pictures, needless to say, I didn't get them. But anyway, purchased the book. When he first opened up the cover, it was $10 right here. It was $10 in this book too, but somebody accidentally spent it, because this book is actually going to my niece. I'm giving my niece this book. My niece graduated from 8th grade this year, and I really want her to have this book as well, because I want her to do well throughout life. And throughout the book, when they reach certain points in the book, I put money in it. And then at the end, you get to the end, you get the 50. So total of 100 books. I'm sorry, $100 put in this book. So basically, this book, if you haven't read it, everybody should read this book. This is just something you should have, right next to your Bible. Now, if not this book, there are many other books that you can get that's talking about along the same lines, but this book is an easier read. I've read so many different books because with books like this, it helped me feel good. It helped me get a better understanding about me and why certain things might be happening within my own life, and how I can become a better person. Because if you learn how to become a better person for you, then it makes the world around you become a better person. Because throughout my life, I've always heard, you create your own reality. I didn't know what that meant. How do I create my own reality? I'm like, what do you mean? I couldn't understand it. But it starts with you. It starts within, and it starts with the way you think. It definitely starts with the way that you think. You have to be able to control your thoughts, because like they say, you are what you eat, you are what you think. So when things are directly happening to you, it's based on your thoughts, because your thoughts are powerful. It could be financial situations, it could be your health, it can be issues that you having in school, it can be issues you having in work. I mean, every issue around you, every problem, every person, everything, every situation can be controlled by the way you think. So that's why I wanted to give them this book. And I may not be explaining it the best way so that you can understand exactly what it is I'm saying, but what I'm saying is this: your reality is controlled by your thoughts. And to give you a foundation of what I'm saying, just pick up the book and read it. I was told, when I gave this book to my nephew, I was told by somebody that's a younger guy, I think he's 22. He told me this was a good idea. He said, but do you think he's going to actually read it? I said, well, what I did was at the end of the book, I had him sign like a contract. We both signed it, saying that you will not take the money until you reach the certain points of this book. It's a contract. And signing that contract that goes along with what's in the book, you have to be honest. You have to, throughout life, you have to be honest, and you have to, with loyalty and honesty, because you can always tell me, yeah, I read this book and I didn't take the money until I actually read the pages. But if you're not an honest person, that's going to reflect in your life. That's going to reflect in your everyday life, because your mind told you to be dishonest. And when you're dishonest and you don't honor your contracts, good is not going to come to you. You have to. That's one thing you have to do, and that's one lesson to be taught in doing that. And if you read the book, you understand. That's just like a dishonest business owner, or someone that always have negative thoughts in their head about people, people and complainers, always complaining about something, or ungratefulness. All of that stuff, that go on in your head, even if you don't speak it and you don't say it to somebody, that's gonna appear in your life. Now, I was having this conversation. This younger guy, like I say, about 22, he tells me that that's a good idea, but you think he gonna read it? I said, I don't know. I hope so. I hope he do. I hope he honors his contract. He tells me it's a good idea, but we don't read books no more. We don't read books. What do you mean we don't read books? Yeah, you should read books. Well, everything is on Google. Anything you want to know is on Google and YouTube. He's absolutely correct. Anything you want to learn is on Google and YouTube. You say, yeah, they got blogs, they got this and they got that. Absolutely. You can learn how to build a house on YouTube. That's a true story. I learned how to do the wobble off YouTube. True story. Wobbling in my kitchen. Learned how to do the wobble. But guess what? When you're reading information from blogs are picking out and choosing what they think is the most important thing to share with you. When you're reading an article, it's just somebody's opinion. A book is also somebody's opinion. But you can learn a lot from reading a book. I say, okay, I use an example. Pritzker, JB, he became the governor of Illinois last year, right? I asked him this. Not only did I ask him this, I asked quite a few people this during the election. And I asked him this when he was telling me about nobody read the book no more because blah, blah, blah. I say, well, do you know how Trump got his start? No, how did Trump get his start? I said, a lot of people don't know that. Each person I asked this question to, nobody could answer it. I say, well, if you would have read the book, you would have found out Trump got his start from the Pritzker family. When Trump wanted to buy the Commodore, he needed somebody that was experienced because he wasn't experienced in hospitality. He hooked up with the Pritzker family. Yeah, purchased his first hotel with the Pritzkers. But if you read the book, you'd have known that. That's the example that I used. Now, moving forward. We got to still read books. You got to still read books, and even journal articles. Another thing was, well, schools, they have their stuff online too, and you can look at basically their curriculum and stuff. Absolutely, you can. Because when I was in school, when I went to grad and undergrad, absolutely. I never stepped foot in the school library because the library was online. But guess what? You need to use the name and the password. So no, you're not getting all that stuff offline. You got to use the online library, and the online library is deeper than Google. You got journal articles, you got real books. Remember back in the day, I know I'm a little older, we used to have those, what do you call it? The little things in the LRC, the little McAfee thingies that you put slide the little things in, you get the journal articles and stuff. But yeah, you can't get that type of information off Google. It's limited. I mean, some stuff you got to open up a book to get a whole story from.